All right, welcome to the July 9th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Plymouth, Massachusetts Advisory and Finance Committee at the Great Hall of Town Hall, Plymouth. I am your committee chair, Steve Neerman, and in the audience is my son, and if he heckles me, he's not going to get his allowance this week. So we have ground rules here. Also, I believe my wife is watching tonight, so got to be on my best behavior. We will go to the call of the order of our committee members. When you hear your name, kindly indicate that you are present or not. Ms. Butler.
I'm present.
Okay, I understand Mr. Dunn is not here today. Ms. Dunn? I do not see you. Mr. Jacinto?
Present.
Mr. Lally?
Here.
Mr. Malaguti? Okay, not here. Ms. O'Connor?
Present.
Mr. Bizzarro?
Present.
Mr. Ramey?
Present.
Mr. Renault?
Present.
Ms. Richards?
Here.
Mr. Snyder?
Present.
Ms. Tompkins?
Present.
And Mr. Trudell?
Present.
We have a quorum. So we are conducting this meeting in a hybrid format, which means that some of us are here in person and others are participating remotely. Any public or anybody can watch this meeting, which will be airing on Comcast 9, Verizon 47, or on the local scene streaming channel, which is www.youtube.com/@Plymouth Meetings LS. So it's youtube.com/@Plymouth Meetings, plural, LS. As far as public comment, any speaker given public comment is allotted up to 5 minutes in which to speak. Public comment can be made at the beginning or the end of each meeting or in regard to a particular agenda item that the speaker wishes to be heard on. The Zoom login information, if you would like to attend virtually, including members of the public who wish to give public comment, can use one of the following methods. You can join through the Zoom app, and you would enter meeting code 995-2986-0638, and then use the meeting passcode 100131. You can go to a website of your computer or your phone and join through Zoom there, same meeting ID and passcode, or you can access us through your telephone, which is 929-205-6099, and enter the same meeting code 995-2986-0638. Enter meeting code 100131. We will see a phone number. We will not see you, but we will hear you and we will respond to you. Okay, so now on to the agenda. I'd like to welcome a new member, Vincent Renault. And Vincent, welcome to our committee. We would like to know why you would like to be on our committee and what you think you can offer us.
Thank you. Good to be here. I've just always been fascinated with numbers, accounting, running businesses, and I grew up in Plymouth, been here pretty much all my life, and it's been good to me, so I wanted to give back.
Okay, can you give us a little background on yourself?
Yeah, I'm a CFP. I own an independent financial advisory firm located in South Dennis and another office in Plymouth. Been doing that for about 5 years. I was a mechanical engineer before that. So yeah, again, really good with the numbers, I guess. Go from there.
So I believe you were with the U.S. Navy.
Navy Reserve.
Navy Reserves.
Yeah.
And what did you do there? Because I know it was pretty fascinating work.
Again, engineering. Made sure the ship was running, didn't sink, all the systems were working, so, yeah.
Excellent. All right, well, welcome. And when we vote today on the minutes, Vincent, if you want to abstain from the minutes of the last meeting, you're welcome to, since you were not at that meeting. So it would be an abstention. Okay, so we have, it should be a fairly short meeting. We have minutes to approve. We have a revolving fund spending limit increase. And then what everybody's been waiting for, a reorganization, which we do every year. It's a time of excitement and joy for some, maybe not for others, but we'll get through it together. So let's start with the minutes, approving the June 18th meeting minutes. Do I have any additions, deletions, modifications? Hearing and seeing none. Since I have a smile over here from Ms. Tompkins, how would you like to propose that we make a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Excellent. Mr. Snyder, how would you like to second that motion?
I'd be happy to second it, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have a first from Ms. Tompkins, a second from Mr. Snyder to approve the minutes of June 18th. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, let's go through a roll call. Ms. Butler, how do you vote on the minutes of June 18th?
Yes.
Mr. Jacinto?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Lally?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro?
Yes.
Mr. Ramey?
Yes.
Mr. Vincent? Mr. Renault? Sorry about that.
Abstain.
Thank you. Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins?
Yes.
Mr. Trudell?
Yes.
Thank you. Ten in favor, 0 opposed, and 1 abstention. Okay, so I thought we were going to have a guest from the Council of Aging, no?
Caitlin Carrera.
Yeah,
and
okay, great.
Michelle
All right,
Black.
thank you. I didn't see you on there. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have an end-of-year revolving fund spending limit increase coming from the Council on Aging programs. Caitlin, I'm going to turn the floor over to you to explain to us what your request is.
Okay. So this revolving account is for programs, paid programs. So any programs that we have at the center go through this account. And we have about 20 instructors that have paid classes. All of our special events for our cafe go through this. So last year we had increased it to $100,000 for FY25. Before that, it was $60,000. We didn't take credit cards before that, so we didn't have to increase it. Last year it ended at about $83,000, so we thought that $100,000 would be enough, but as of yesterday, it's at about $93,000, so I'm thinking it might go over a little bit, so I just wanted to increase this, just to be safe.
Okay. Any questions? Before I take questions for the newer members, the revolving funds are much like an equity line. We offer that line, but the entity can only spend as much as they bring in revenue. So it's not like they're borrowing against this line. We're just increasing the line so that they can take in more revenue and put out more expenses for programs. So do we have any questions? No? Okay, excellent. So let's see. Mr. Lally, would you like to make a motion to approve the revolving fund spending increase?
I move that we increase the revolving fund.
Thank you. And Mr. Trudell, would you be so kind as to second that motion?
I will second that motion.
Thank you so much. We have a first from Mr. Lally and a second from Mr. Trudell. Any discussion on this committee? Hearing and seeing none, we will vote on increasing the spending limit. Ms. Butler, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Jacinto?
Yes.
Mr. Lally?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro?
Yes.
Mr. Ramey?
Yes.
Mr. Renault?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins?
Yes.
And Mr. Trudell?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 11 for, 0 against, 0 abstentions. Thank you, Caitlin. You have a spending limit increase.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that was painless. All right, and we don't have any end-of-year requests at this point, so we're going to go to the last thing on our agenda, which is the reorganization. So I just wanted to take a moment, have a few words. First I wanted to there's a lot of people to thank for the 2 years that I've been chair of this committee. And of course, I can't thank everybody because we'd be here for several weeks, but I just wanted to single out Finance Director Lynn Barrett and Town Manager Derek Berdisi, all the department heads and their staff who have assisted us in our work year after year, very graciously, with a smile, working cooperatively with us. I want to single out Town Clerk Kelly McElrath, Moderator Steve Trifletti, who years ago put me on this committee. And I wanted to also recognize our former chair, now Select Board member, Kevin Canty, for his support. My appreciation for all the current and former committee members that are here and on Zoom that I've met. I've always been in awe of the intelligence and the experience of each and every member of this committee and the collective brilliance that you bring to the table every time we meet. I hope I was able to create an environment which promoted such exchange of free and creative thought. And lastly, and I'm going to embarrass her, she's going to turn red, I know it, a big, big, big special thanks to budget analyst and our committee administrator extraordinaire, Jeanette White. Without Jeanette, this committee does not function. And that is not even an overstatement. 2 years ago, when my predecessor, Mr. Canty, was elected select board, and our then first and second vice chairs declined the position of chair, I was flattered and flabbergasted to be approached to be chair. I honestly pushed back hard, as you know, but some people are just too persuasive. Okay, downright pushy. And so it was absolutely daunting coming into the very first meeting. And of course, we started that very first meeting with the uber contentious NIP ban issue. I was no stranger to chairing nonprofit boards, and I came in with some understanding of Robert's Rules of Order, only to find out that the town of Plymouth doesn't use Robert's Rules of Order. It uses town meeting time. So I quickly ordered the book and read it. Spoiler alert, boring, very boring. Only Kevin Canty and I, and our soon-to-be new chair, can fully understand the time and energy that goes into being chair of such a prestigious advisory and finance committee. The preparation, the long meetings into the night, calls from committee members and the public. While I was hesitant in accepting the position, I brought my utmost commitment and endless energy toward making this committee the pride of Plymouth. And it was not an easy job. There were controversial issues. There are strong personalities that have been on this board and are on this board with varying views and opinions, of which I respect all of them and welcome them. And there are some passionate members of the public and elected officials who will bend your ear. You know, that's part of the job. It's a balancing act. It's aimed at vetting out the important issues in every warrant in 3 important town meetings a year: the annual fall town meeting, the annual spring town meeting, and the special town meeting in the spring. I, by no means, was perfect. Although I strive to be that way with the support of the former and current members of this committee, I had huge shoes to fill, replacing Kevin Canty, and I hope I exceeded expectations. I don't regret being strong-armed into the chair position. Conversely, it was an experience I will value and I will cherish for the rest of my life. Now, it is somebody else's opportunity to lead this fine group of 15 professionals. So having said that, we will go to our reorganization, and our first position that we want to fill is our chair. And I will start off by, we're going to nominate people and then we'll vote. So I'll start by nominating Joe Lally for chair. Okay, so we have a nomination and a second on the table. Anybody else want to throw in their name or somebody else's name into that? Okay, hearing and seeing none. I think we need to take a vote on whether we all accept Joe Lally as our new chair. Ms. Butler,
I accept Joe Lally as our new chair.
Mr. Jacinto,
I also accept.
Mr. Lally.
Abstain.
Oh, come on, have the guts. Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
Mr. Ramey,
I accept.
Mr. Renault,
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Absolutely, yes.
Ms. Tompkins,
Yes.
and Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Everett joined.
And Mr. Malaguti, sorry about that, I missed you.
That's okay, I entered a little late. Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so, congratulations to Mr. Lally. And you have my utmost support. So before I hand over the seat, we're going to also pick a first and second vice chair. So first vice chair, I will nominate Ms. Butler, and I open it up to any other nominations from any others. No, hearing and seeing none. Let's vote on Ms. Butler. Ms. Butler, how do you vote on Ms. Butler?
Abstain.
Okay. Mr. Jacinto,
Yes.
Mr. Lally,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Malaguti,
Yes.
Mr. Pizarro,
Yes.
and Mr. Ramey,
Yes.
Mr. Renault,
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins,
Yes.
and Mr. Trudell.
Yes.
Okay. So the unanimous decision, you have retained your position, Ms. Butler,
Thank you.
as our first chair.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so who would like to nominate? Yes, Mr. Snyder, the floor is yours. Okay, do we have any other nominations? Yes, Ms. Butler.
Oh, I was just going to second it, that was all. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Any other nominations? Wow, this is going too easy,
I'd
guys.
like to nominate Emily Tompkins, please. as
Okay,
secretary.
we have Emily Tompkins on the plate. So let's go through the roll. So we have two people that have been nominated, Ms. Richards and Ms. Tompkins. So when I call your name, you can vote for one or the other or abstain. Okay, Ms. Butler
Ms. Richards.
and Mr. Jacinto
Ms. Tompkins.
and Mr. Lally
Ms. Tompkins?
and Ms. O'Connor
Ms. Tompkins.
and Mr. Pizarro
Ms. Tompkins.
and Mr. Ramey.
Ms. Richards.
Ms. Richards. Nope, excuse me. Mr. Renault
Abstain.
and Ms. Richards.
Myself.
Okay. And Mr. Snyder. Ooh, this is going to be tight. Ms. Tompkins.
Ms. Tompkins.
Okay. Mr. Trudell.
Ms. Tompkins.
All right. And Mr. Wait, I thought I already got it. Okay, Mr. Malaguti, I apologize.
Miss Richards.
Ms. Richards. Okay, so Mr. Malaguti, where are you? Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have, and back me up on this, 6 for Ms. Tompkins and 5 for Ms. Richards. Okay. If I voted, it would be a tie, and then I'd have to break the tie. So it's Ms. Tompkins. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, excellent slate. Appreciate everybody's cooperation here. And with that, I am going to hand over the floor to Mr. Lally, so you can get used to sitting in this chair. And I've left you a copy of the roll call, so you have everybody's name on here.
Emily, I will scoot down. You may take yours.
Any help you need, just let me know.
Yeah, okay. I think they'll figure out who I am. Anyway. Well, good evening. Thank you for, thank you for nominating the chair. I was all for this until Steve started giving his speech. And although, truth be told, I was considering back when Kevin left it too, but I was working more than a full-time job at the time and just felt I couldn't do the job justice. But when the opportunity came up this time, and I'm actually really thrilled that Steve is still going to be on the board for at least another year, the committee for another year. Is that right, Steve? Or 2? Or 3? Okay, great. And again, want to thank Ms. Richards for her time as second chair, but we'll still find things for you to do, assuming you're willing. So that's great, and congratulations, Gail, and congratulations, Emily. So I, too, have, in the last couple of months, read the Town Moderator's Handbook, and I can concur with Mr. Muirman's very accurate review that it is boring. I read it to go to sleep every night, so it took me several nights before I got through it, but it's actually very informative, too. I'm looking forward to the time, and again, in my time on this committee, which I think started in 20, I've come to value the perspectives that each and every one of you bring, and I hope that you will make sure that you hold me accountable to make sure that we get those perspectives out on the table during discussions. And just wanted to take a moment to talk about the fact that we have a new group, and for those of you who have ever studied group dynamics, there's a couple of models around there. There's the forming, norming, storming, performing. Or there's the step-ladder theory of group dynamics. When people get together, it's a new dynamic that has to serve to begin to take shape. But I would suggest for your consideration some norms we might think about, and I've never seen a problem on this committee for the most part, are ones that I've taken from a book I read many, many years ago that was somewhat life-changing. And it was one of the pieces in there was 4 rules for a simple life. And the first rule was show up, to be present in the moment. So, one of the worst things you can hear in a committee is when people are ripping open their packets as the meeting is starting. So I've never seen that to be a problem. People do prepare for your new members, and it really helps to make this committee work. The second one, which I sometimes find myself challenged with, is to speak your truth without blame or judgment. There are lots of opinions. As Steve mentioned, people are passionate, but we went through some difficult discussions, particularly in the last year, and for the most part, I think the committee members abided by that, and we've held ourselves accountable for that. The third rule is to pay attention to what has heart and meaning. Sometimes in these discussions, it's so easy to get sidetracked by something that just doesn't matter. And so, just take a step back sometimes. I have to force myself to do that. And these are rules that I strive, but I'm not always good at, and I'm hoping you'll keep me accountable. But pay attention to his heart and meaning. And the last thing I find that's very helpful is to be open to outcomes, not attached to them. There are ideas that come up in these meetings, and perhaps different solutions that come often from some of the most surprising members. And I just think it's one of the beauties of the group dynamic here. So I'm just suggesting these might be norms that we might try to work for. We've done them in the past in one form or fashion. So with that, I'll stop. And Ms. Butler, would you care to say anything? Okay. That's all
No,
right.
everything sounds very good. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Tompkins?
Yeah, just really appreciate the opportunity to be on this committee and now be the second vice chair. I'm very devoted to our community. I love our town. And so I look forward to continue my learning journey and to get better and better and bring my facilitation and knowledge to this committee.
So I just warned my first and second chairs, there will be a couple of meetings in the coming 12 months where, while I will probably attend, it will be remotely, and I suspect I will want one of you to actually run the meeting locally, but we'll talk about that as the calendar develops. And again, thank you to Jeanette for all she does over the course of the year. And again, I echo the talent and the wisdom that we have from our town staff over the course of that. So is there I see anyone in the public that wants to make a comment? Good. All right. Yes.
I would like to just make a note and thank Steve Neerman for his years of service as chair. And it is clearly, since I've been on the board for the last 3 years, it is a very, not an easy position and a thankless job. So good job and thank you.
Well, now it's not a thankless job because you thanked me.
But of course. All right, well, hearing that, I think we get to everyone's favorite point in the meeting, and that is to a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to
All right,
adjourn.
I have a first from Mr. Neerman,
I'll second.
second from Ms. Butler. Any further discussions? All right, well, I
Where's your
lost
list?
the roll call here, so I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Mr. Renaud,
Yes.
Mr. Trudeau,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Ms. Tompkins.
Yes.
Mr. Malaguti, we won't
Yes.
skip you this time. Ms. Butler.
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes.
Mr. Renew,
Yes.
all right? Mr. Jacinto, Renew. And Mr. Neerman, last but not least. Oh, wait a
Yes.
minute, I skipped Mr. Brazzaro. Mr. Neerman?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Brazzaro.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned.